one to give you what is happening here at the LSK conference that happened annual. This is the end of the day, and you've seen the leaders that have been coming here. Like Babu was here. He's the youngest lawyer, like he's called. He's the youngest lawyer right now because he was advocated to the next an advocate in the High Court. So you have seen Alonso was here, Sifuna was here, Governor Mombasa also was here. So everything, like I promised, I'm going to give you detail by detail, and this is the biggest, and like I promised, you have seen what is happening. As we go forward, I'm going to give you more. Remember, my name is Jeff Kisila, and remember Coast. Now we're going to the beach now because I told you Coast is 90% less.
That now you can't get a job based on the certificate that you get. Anywhere you go, even petty offenses. Even today, if you go for maandamano and that criminal record is there anybody who will employ you? Will not. If you create disturbance, those are petty offenses. Those are cases that the criminal records must be expunged and a Kenyan left to be clean. Otherwise, it will create a lot of stigma. People will even commit more crimes because of fear that they cannot be integrated back into the society because of that stigma. And number two, having realized that they can't get jobs, what will they do? They will still commit offenses so that they can go and stay in prison where they can get free food, there's free security, they can get free accommodation. Only conjugal rights are denied.
So the last one is, you've been fighting for the agencies in court, in main agencies, and the government now says they want to compensate, but we have never seen somebody arrested as a for killing the youths that protest. Do you think this is a genuine compensation, or how should it be done?
Compensation is not wrong, but compensation just for the sake of politics is wrong. Why? Because the families who lost their loved ones, what do you think they're doing? These are people who lost lives. Those lives will never come back. These are people who lost their loved ones, and they will dearly miss them. And how can you quantify the life of a person? How much can you quantify the life of a person? So what the president is doing, and it should be done very fast so that at least those families can have some financial stability, but you cannot replace a lost life, okay? And again, we don't want to encourage him to be killing people to compensate, because he's a chief terrorist. He's the one who's spreading acts of terror, and he wants to charge people with terrorism. So you're pussy atutataka, you know? So the president must know.
Babu,
must know that you cannot. Soja, are you supporting Ruto?
One time.
Thank you. Only one time.
And putting up brave faces saying what tutakuja tufagie mwisho moja, wacha azunguke, sisi tukiingia mambo itakuwa tofauti. They are in the exact same position. We have been there saying oh zisipojaza tunajaza, tuko na deep seat. What the experience of 2022 taught me is that you, as the voters, you are more powerful. And never see that power. Never see that power. I have every confidence that when Kenyans express themselves, there is nobody who is going to be able to overturn the will of the people. Honorable Kalonzo, we must be brave. We must be bold. Saving a nation, this is like an existential fight for this very soul of this country. Saving a nation is not an easy task. We must be bold. The very people who ascended to power on the back of a slogan. A slogan. We're running around just saying hustler. Nobody ever understood what hustler means. Those same people are saying we cannot do the very same and go on a slogan. One word. Say it yourself. Asante sana.
President must clearly know that that you cannot scare a person who has nothing to lose. He can scare his ministers that he can sack anytime. But these youths without jobs, why are you scaring people who just want jobs, who just want you to lower the cost of living, who just want you to lower the tax, who just want fees so that they can complete their studies? So Mr. Rais bwana, wengine wetu hatuwezi kuogopa. Hata uende wapi, hatuwezi. We can only fear God. Everybody will exit this earth through death. See, is there anybody living alive? Will you exit alive? Hata yes, yataenda. Yes.
Babu, we've seen a bill by the Justice and Legal Affairs Chairman George Mugagara that seeks to confer some powers to the president to appoint senior counsellors supposed to the LSK. Maybe what do you have to say about it?
You see, the president himself does not know anything about law. We spent 6 years to be where we are. He only spent 4 years doing another degree, studying stomata, chlorophyll, and photosynthesis. Right? Yeah. Yes. So he knows nothing about this law. Our chief lawyers like us. So.
Yes or no? One, will you support 2027?
Don't ask me obvious questions.
We saw that Governor Mushomba was given a 20-day suspension from Parliament. How do you say maybe have a comment on that?
Depends. She belongs to that parliament more than the speaker. The speaker was elected by members of parliament.
Honorable Kalonzo, we must be brave, we must be bold. Saving a nation, this is like an existential fight for the very soul of this country. Saving a nation is not an easy task. We must be bold. The very people who ascended to power on the back of a slogan, we're running around just saying hustler. Nobody ever understood what hustler means. Those same people are saying we cannot do the very same and go on a slogan. One word. Say it yourself. Asante sana. We are in Africa, and that in Africa it is very difficult to remove a sitting president who is looking for his second term. He forgets there are people like Lenaola who made history by annulling a presidential election. Kenya is not like the rest of Africa. We are not the rest of Africa where these things happen. You understand? So, don't tell us about Uganda. Sure. Are we Uganda, man? Are you saying that with all due respect to my friends from Uganda, we are not Uganda? So, Justice Lenaola and your team, for that courage to demonstrate that Kenya can be different. Kenya can be different. We don't have to be like the other African countries. We want to remind these people that on the day that Kenyans speak, all this bravado you see from the heart, but she has allowed me to do that. I just want to make some concluding remarks about some of the things that have been said today. First of all, Dr. Okello, I admire his courage, and I can assure you, Dr. Okello, that you will see a few Subarus, because these are people who have very thin skin. Very thin skin. These are not guys who you will see. Dr. Okello works in the legal office at the Senate. You will see a disciplinary letter next week. Because the people we work around, they have such thin skin, they cannot take criticism. But today, I want to applaud his courage because he has spoken about a broken system and the broken promises. When we look at the, you see, for me the solution is very simple. Kenyans must go back to ask themselves, what sort of government did we want?
The small arms and light weapons, terrorizing Kenyans and looting businesses under the police supervision and protection. This is like a blockbuster film. However, it is only an imaginative or artistic script that awaits performers to bring it to life on our screens. This is the current state of the nation, in which repression, tyranny, and flagrant contempt for the rule of law threaten to pervade and infect the country's soul. Members of the bar receive calls every day and night from shocked and frantic relatives.
Some of these things that people say, they are dispatching the entire house. If somebody has come to ask you for money, say Sifuna asked me for money. There's a cabinet secretary who claims when they come to the Senate that somehow we ask them for money to be nice to them. I am a member of the Public Accounts Committee. Our proceedings are live. Those of you who have watched those proceedings, do you see a nice Sifuna? Is that what they pay me to do? Anyway, it's a difficult conversation, but we need to all agree that some of the people who are pointing fingers are the worst possible auctioneers in this country. In fact, their names are synonymous with corruption. If you ask a small child in this country what they know about that person, they tell you that is a thief. And then they are the ones standing and telling us, oh, Parliament is corrupt. All of those committees in Parliament, except two, all of those committees in Parliament are headed by members of his party, the President's party. All of them. Agriculture, lands, whatever it is. So, he should have a PG with his team first of all, before he calls all the 8 members to go for PGs, joint PGs. You know, you will allow me to just speak because when Faith asked me to come to this conference, I asked her what would be my expectation